Hello. Hey, hi. I was sidetracked by the BGM because I didn't realize how good it was. Oh, for anyone who's in this time zone, good morning. I just woke up not 20-30 minutes ago, so I'm still going through the wake up phase. Oh man, weekend has been nice for once. Like, there wasn't a whole lot that I had to do, so I dotted all my I's and crossed my T's so I could relax. And now we're here for the last stream of this week before we start up again. Honestly, I don't have all that much to talk about because I'm probably going to talk more during the stream. This game, I swear, has had so many issues over the past couple of days. I hope everything stabilizes because I was playing it, I think it was Thursday on my main, and matchmaking was turned off. So you can imagine how that went. Oh, I usually don't get very mad at the PvE side of this game, player versus enemies stuff, as much. But wow, there was I hit my desk because I got error coded out of an activity while I was right at the end of it. Not a fun time. But today I think everything's okay. It is like a couple days before the season resets, so it's probably not as many players. Honestly, I just kind of wanted to continue leveling up my character and just kind of chilling a little bit. This is a comfort game for me, for sure. So streaming it often just means I can hang out and play some fun games and such. So let's swap on over and get into it, shall we? Hey, it's us. Remember this character from exactly 7 days ago? Alright, so I think there's a cutscene. Oh, there is a cutscene. Was this Beyond Light? Oh no, this is the what's it called? First seasonal cutscene. I wonder why they're doing this to me now.
And fled to the last city.
This is funny to see on like the last 2-3 days of the season.
Guardians and their great machine. There is no greater shame. I tried to claim stasis for my people.
Oh, you mean that thing we can't access? Well, I can't access, rather.
But I was judged, bound, abandoned by the same power I sought to command. Some chains cannot be broken. Or so they would have you believe.
Crack. It still shocks me even to this day that we've had stasis in Destiny for 2 years now. 2 full years. Beyond Light came out back in November 2020. No, don't start Beyond Light because don't go for, no, stop. I don't want to start this right now. I know we have access to Europa, but I'm trying to like force exit so I have full freedom. If there's another cutscene, I'm skipping it.
And in the
There we go.
city,
Oh boy.
as
Come on.
Mr. would say.
There we go. If you've seen that cutscene, you know that that's the end of season cutscene. Additional Gambit points. Valor for the taking. Vanguard booster. Tears of Eternity. Void fragments. Duality dungeon. Okay. History of Destiny 2 is open up to you. Wow, I did not realize that they were gonna lash me with all that stuff. Yep, this is This is where we are now. This is in a couple days, and then this is the next DLC. And the story continues. They've got a good two-ish years left for stuff. So there's that. Oh, all right. This is the itinerary, by the way, of stuff that they're asking me to do. So before that, let's head to the tower first. I think I unlocked some subclasses and such too. Did I yet? Oh, I did. I also need to buy stuff for them. Oh, it gave me Arc Soul as a starting artifact, artifact. Yep, well, Radiance. I'm just making sure I'm at least somewhat decently kitted out with the other subclasses. I need more of these. Glimmer at this early stage of the game is a surprisingly rare commodity. Genuinely quite shocked. Anyway. Ooh, frame rate. Just make sure that my video settings aren't horrible. Because I was changing them before because I came in and took a screenshot in game for the thumbnail. I didn't do anything. I just came into the tower and took a screenshot of that big boy right there. But when I came back out, it was all wiggy. So I hope that fixed it. I think that's everything, right? Yeah, I think we're good. Usually Banshee has stuff and also Zer's around, so let's hop in with them first. Oh, hey! Got a new shader. What's this? Shoot to Rampage. Hey, that might actually be kind of effective. 9 upgrade mods. I have no idea how far we're gonna get today. That's a good contingency plan for PvE stuff. Anything else? Nope. All right.
Stay sharp.
But yeah, it's end of season stuff right now for most people, and the game is at probably its lowest player count in, I'm going to say, a solid year or so, which is genuinely shocking. Because I don't know, like this is around the time in Destiny's like seasonal cycle where people decide to take a break from the game, which absolutely no blame to them. I fully understand it. I nearly took a break myself. But at the same time, there's like the season has ended. There's no major activities going on, and there's just not much to do. For me, though, being a quote-unquote new light, which I'm a veteran and we're just wearing a new light costume, there is some stuff to do. Oh, that's right, Vanguard bounties. We still had that part of the quest to do. If I remember correctly, I think it is actually Void Burn Strikes.
Good, you're back.
So we'll gain some progress. Oh, hey. What you got for me? A shader. And I have Percy's, that's okay. Rocket, do I have a rocket launcher? Nope. So I can't do that. Maybe I'll get one. We'll see.
Very good.
Fusion rifles, shotguns, and that one I'm not doing. And then I have to land finishers. Shotgun, fusion rifle, rocket launcher. Okay. Anything else for me? Nope. I'm kind of hoarding a lot of these weapons right now just because I don't know what's good and bad. That... Okay. Wow. Extended barrel. Let's see. Probably this one, right? Yeah. And it gave me Icarus script. Oh, mods.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's... Wow, that is a fantastic Percy's D. Overflow explosive payload or rapid explosive payload. I don't know. We'll see.
That's funny.
What's funny, random lady? Who cares? Fusion rifle, rocket launcher, shotgun. Is that better or weaker? That's weaker. Okay. So I need a fusion rifle and a rocket launcher, which I actually do have some. Nice thing about Destiny is anytime that you're missing a weapon, which this isn't a problem for most people, but anytime you're missing a weapon, you can just go to your collections and reacquire it. It's all those blues that I had before. And even some of the browns that I never... Well, sorry, greens. I'm using the colorblind shader. But if I take these into a strike, we can use some bounties.
No, thank you.
Hold on. There we go. What does it say?
Sorry.
Yeah, using the same subclass element, which it is Void. We're good. Oh boy. I think I mentioned last time this is an MMO. Well, at least they like to call it one. And it is grindy as fuck. So every activity is usually something that you've done at least once before. And I don't know, the main drive behind playing Destiny for sure is the weapons. Because there are so many really good weapons that are just fun to shoot. Right now, it's sort of not that because these subclasses here are so graciously overtuned that looping between abilities has never been easier. So you sort of your weapons sort of take a backseat to a lot of stuff, which kind of sucks, honestly. I miss having like strong weapons complement the subclass. And there are certainly like weapons that do. But as it stands right now, it's very much more very much more subclass based, which kind of feels disingenuous in a way. There's an enemy here. Oh, there he is. Hi. This shotgun is my favorite. The Wastelander M5 is my favorite shotgun in this entire game. And if I remember correctly, it is based on one of Bungie's old IPs called Marathon, which was, I think, a Doom-styled first-person shooter, like that same vein of old game. And the shotgun is from that. I wouldn't know. I've never touched it or played it, so... It's a level 634. Honestly, props to that guy for being able to play this season for that long.
It's Vanguard policy to keep him calm.
Genuinely shocked. I don't know what's happening. The issue is I'm gonna have to get kills with some of these weapons. But depending on who I'm playing with, they'll either completely shred everything or completely ignore everything. So far, these guys are shredders, so. But yeah, seeing people playing is honestly a bit of a shock. Oh, you move out of the way. Purely because the sentiment around this game has been extremely negative over the past couple of weeks. Partly because end of season woes, everyone's bored and done with a lot. And a ton of other games came out recently, like God of War Ragnarok and such. So people whose literal job it is to play this game are sort of seeing the writing on the wall and going, there's almost nothing to do. Like, content creators have been in a drought. People who do mainly PvP stuff have been in a drought. There's just not a hell of a lot left to do. And I get it. I do. They released a TWAB for This Week at Bungie. I think... Yeah, no, it was this week. It was this week's TWAB. And in it, they went over all of the reworks to stuff that people were talking about. And they had mentioned a while back that they were going to rework 27?
Thanks. I'm never leaving your backpack again.
Jeez, Ghost, why are you so loud? They were going to rework about 27 different exotics or something like that. And they went over... I can't believe I missed that. They went over at least a couple of them. I think it was like 10 or 11.
Barrier is down. My scan shows a fallen used armor
Something like that.
from exiting
And the ones that they went over were all either like nerfs, like full-on nerfs to weapons, buffs to like 1 or 2, and then quote-unquote tweaks, which was just giving 80 air effectiveness to a heavy slot sniper. Which, if you don't know what air effectiveness is, don't worry about it. It's totally not the most controversial topic in Destiny 2 PvP. Totally. But that's besides the point. I don't know. It just like the issue with the TWAB at least was Destiny right now is at a pretty low. Because I mentioned end of season woes and general dislike of the way the state the game is in, and a million other things to play, and yada 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 yada. And then they came out with a TWAB that made people even angrier because it was tweaks to things that didn't need tweaking, buffs to things that should have been buffed a long time ago, so at least there's that. A full-on shotgun rework, and then a band-aid fix to stuff that has been neglected for years that they just kind of went, yeah. And that was all. I think I'm done with fusion rifles now. It's my GN7.
Ghost. How you holding up, buddy?
Weird to hear Deadman speaking. Hey, I hit something with the Nova Bomb. Isn't that a shock? Usually Warlocks are bad at that. Ow. But yeah, it's people are sort of generally anticipating the new season because this one is, for lack of a better word, dead in the water. There's almost nothing to do. Thankfully, I started this right at the tail end. I started this account right at the tail end of the season. So for me, there's stuff to do. Which is why it seems like there is a lot. But on my main, I swear, I can log into that, do like 2 or 3 runs of dares or something, or get my weekly playlist like Pinnacle gear. Get that done in an hour, and have absolutely no desire to do anything else. It's just that point in the game cycle where everyone just kind of is done with it. Once the new season starts, we'll get a bunch of new players to come back in, and we'll be back in the honeymoon period for probably a month or so, and then it will die back down again, as it always does. Though there is going to be a new dungeon, I think, for Season 19, which is a plus. And then also the winter event.
Did you hear that?
Did I hear what? Oh, you mean him? Whoa, melee. All right. But yeah, it's just, I'm just kind of, ouch. I'm just kind of trying to chill today. Because I want to have a relaxing weekend, and I'm sort of accomplishing that. And yeah, this is like I said, this is a comfort game for me, so. Other than that, though, not a hell of a lot of stuff going on. I mean, it is December. It has gotten cold very quickly. I mentioned quite a few times that I managed to get my heater working because I thought it was broken and it wasn't. Which was definitely a relief. because I swear the temperature in my apartment hit probably like 2 degrees Celsius or something like that, to the point where I could barely feel my feet, and I was just gonna grin and bear it because I'm that stubborn. But you know, I smartened up and I waited and I let the thing turn itself on. I think I talked about this some on the BioShock stream, but it's just, I don't know, it's very impactful to my current situation because I've slept very comfortably over the past couple of nights. Though my throat is a bit dry. My throat has been a bit dry, rather.
Always be here for you.
So water has been a help, definitely. You know those times when you drink water and it tastes really good because you're thirsty, and then other times it tastes really horrible just because you're not? That is honestly kind of how I felt over the past couple of days. Not the fact that water is tastes good or bad, but like just now, I'm just using that so I can keep my throat hydrated, but for some reason the water, I don't know, to me right now doesn't taste great. But like last night, my throat was really dry, probably because it was a low humidity or something like that. Plus the heater's on. And I was so desperate for any sort of liquid that I poured myself a glass of water right before I went to sleep. And that wasn't enough. So I had some ice cubes. I did not chew them because I'm not stupid, but I had some ice cubes. And they were extremely refreshing, and I nearly reinstigated my addiction to ice cubes that I had a while ago. Oh yeah, at one point in my life I was addicted to ice cubes.
Disgraced?
That was an interesting time. I looked it up as to why I was obsessed with ice cubes. Like just sucking on ice cubes. And apparently it was because I was either malnourished or dehydrated, which didn't make that much sense. Maybe it's just a random hyperfixation I had. Who knows?
Lots of movement ahead. Be ready for anything.
But yeah, I would make myself a glass of like iced coffee or something. Like make it, not buy it from Dunkin' Donuts or something. Or Starbucks. And I would finish the glass. And then at the bottom of the glass, there would always be 2 or 3 ice cubes just to keep everything cold. And eventually I got in the habit of not wanting anything in the glass to go to waste. So I just started sucking on ice cubes. Who knows? And I almost reinstigated that last night because my throat was dry. Maybe there was a reason for it other than malnourishment. Who knows? Heard about oral fixations before. It's like something that happens when you're young, where you get fixated on certain things that progress into your that progression to your adult life. I learned about it in psychology. Like, wow, almost 4 or 5 years ago now. I can't believe it's been that long since I was in AP Psychology. Anyway, yeah, so, like, when you're young, there are certain things that you become fixated on. It's usually certain anatomical things, like, I don't remember what the rest are, but it's like oral fixation. I honestly don't remember the rest. I just remember that one specifically because it's such a well-known thing. And people with oral fixations are usually binge eaters. They have eating disorders and other fun things like that. And who knows, maybe I do have an oral fixation, which is why I was obsessed with ice cubes. I don't know, I'm not a psychologist. I'm just I'm just a guy who took psychology.
I'm reading dense hive signatures in a facility up ahead.
I'm sure you are, Ghost. We did this before.
It feels like a trap.
Then spoil their plans.
Anyway, yeah, so the weather has definitely cooled down. Today and yesterday, it's actually been not horrible. I think we just had a very, very aggressive cold front come over the past couple of days. I was shocked because when I did the BioShock stream, I think it was a day and a half ago, roughly speaking. It had snowed that day. Like, it literally snowed. It was not a lot, and it's already all melted. But it had fully snowed that day. Which, I come from the northeastern part of the United States. So it wasn't that different of an altitude thing.
She won't escape this time.
It wasn't where I am now. It's not really much colder or warmer.
Not with the brood doubting her. Expect the worst,
But
Guardian.
normally in like the northeastern part of the U.S., it gets cold and starts snowing usually in mid to late December, if not early January some years. But it's already snowed here, which was very interesting to see, because I'm used to at least a little bit of a time difference, but not this much. Sadly, I haven't gone very many places over the past couple of weeks. My friends went to see, because I talked with them about it, and I saw them post about it in our program's chat. They went to see the monkey onsen, and those monkeys are so they look at like so done with life, but at the same time so just chill and happy to be there. I actually had a friend in college who was genuinely obsessed with those monkeys. And when my friends posted pictures about it, that friend did the face where, well, it was a picture obviously, but it was the face where he had both of his hands on his face, and it was the satisfied guy face. Funny monkeys. I don't remember the exact reason why he became obsessed with the Nihon Zaru, the onsen monkeys. Maybe it was just an in-joke that spread so rapidly that he became legitimately interested in it, which is of wont to happen sometimes. But it was just funny seeing that whole joke come to fruition. Oh, I'm still using a rocket launcher that I don't need to use. Whoopsie. That was me not paying attention. Yeah. I actually kind of want to see those monkeys too. I didn't have time. Maybe I'll do it some other time. I also want to go to Hokkaido at one point. I don't know if the snow festival is, the snow sculpture festival is canceled or not, but I would love to see that at one point. I'm currently in a bit of a lull activity-wise. It's not that there's not a lot to do, it's just we haven't done too much around these parts. Of course, that doesn't mean there isn't stuff to do, but the stuff that there is to do is like be a tourist, go shopping, yada yada. And I'm not personally one for that. We went to I think I mentioned this a while ago. We went to Akihabara as like our first major outing. And I remember distinctly that we definitely did quite a lot of things, but it all revolved around, well, it is Akihabara, so you really can't complain too hard, but it revolved heavily around otaku culture and shopping. And I don't know, maybe I'm a suburbanite, but being in the city, just running around shopping for stuff didn't really excite me in the sense. Nothing wrong with it, of course. Like, it's always fun to go into a shop and look around and see all the stuff that you can get for memorabilia and souvenirs and the like. But I don't know. And by the end of the day, because we were there for 2 days, on the end of the day for one of them, I was just kind of dragging my heels, like, how long are we gonna be here? Oh, got shot straight. Might be good for PvP. But yeah, it was. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but going out and shopping for stuff has never truly excited me. I'm a very simple person. What is it notifying me of? Whatever. I'm a very simple person. I have to do Nightfall. More levels for stuff. Yeah. So when I go out to shop for things, it's never super involved. Because I'm very content with the basics, or I just don't care enough. Oh, I unlocked Nessus. Oh boy. All right. Well, let's at least show off the corrupted.
We're approaching the temple, Petra.
Copy that. Standing by.
Christ, my brain goes so rapidly towards funny references. The moment that the person who talked, Petra, said, "Copy that."
Descend to the heart of the temple.
Why are you so much louder? It made me think of.
Tech witches.
Wow, how long ago was that? I think 7 years ago,
But she can be saved.
where EB Games, if you remember EB Games, released a commercial
You might like to do the same. You
about
must spare
Advanced
her.
Warfare. And the guy that they got to do the advertisement, oh man, he said in a very specific tone, "Hello, hey guys, welcome to EB Games." And then the two people who were in the commercial were like, "One copy of Advanced Warfare," and he goes, "Copy that." And that's so funny to me. It's such a dead meme now, but I still look back on that and laugh. I'm very in tune with the way that the internet works.
I can get
Been
us
on the
to
darn
the
thing
temple
since
from here. Cover me.
2008 or 9. And I'm not the sort of person where my entire vocabulary is references, because that's just disgusting. But it's definitely more than a third. Because I don't know, it's just funny to reference stuff sometimes. The person I'm talking to might have absolutely no idea what I'm referencing, but who knows, maybe I can make it into something.
Heads up.
I wonder if anyone wants to play catch. Nope. Alright. So if you hear me make random references about pop culture, movies, video games, stuff like that, it's just because I find it amusing. Is everyone gonna find it amusing? Absolutely not. That's sort of the way of the internet. In jokes and references that you might not understand, but someone else will have a good gaff with. Oh, he already threw it. Man. Ow! Am I getting sensory overload? Because I can barely see what's in front of me right now. The lighting in this game is phenomenal. Look at the general like red rays that are coming from inside that cave that are just shooting up here, and then the glow of the blue crystals and all the light casting. It's very well done. It has that cartoonist aesthetic because it is a Bungie game, and the last time they did a cartoony aesthetic was obviously Halo, which, yeah, it had that gritty realism, but it's not Call of Duty. Covenant and like that enemy just teleported. Speaking of lighting effects, I mentioned very, very briefly last stream, but I had an episode on Twitter where I was very, very fed up with the fact that I wasn't doing anything creatively, which is a complete lie, because I'm currently doing this and like 4 other things in the background. But you know how people get. It's my dad and I like to call it Ozzy Osbourne syndrome, where you think you're not doing enough,
See that teleporter?
and you feel like you're not doing as well as you want, but you realize that you are doing okay, and you're actually doing more than most. But I don't know. I try to stay humble with stuff, because bragging about everything sucks. Like, nobody cares. That's just the truth. Like, bragging makes you seem very self-centered and pretentious. At least that's how I think. There's always room to brag, for sure. Like, if you've done something that deserves kudos, yeah, it deserves kudos. But saying like, oh, I managed to get like top of the team in blah 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 game, and nobody asked. Just kind of like, bro, please. But that's besides the point. I try to stay humble for one, and I have an inferiority complex where I genuinely feel like everything I do isn't enough. So I had that brief little episode where I was like, I really need to learn how to do art, and I still do. I still really want to learn how to draw properly. I've had very fleeting experiences with it over the years, and I'm not a bad drawer at its base by any means. It just takes me forever to properly draw something, and my shading's all off, and my lines are really grungy. That's kind of the aesthetic that a lot of my handmade art has, is grungy, or at least like unpolished. Which, seriously, massive respect to people who can actually draw and draw fast. I see it on my Twitter timelines a lot, and I'm genuinely impressed by how talented people are most of the time. That's kind of why I wanted to do it, because the internet yet again has inspired me to do something. But I realized that to properly sit down and learn how to draw would take so much time out of my daily regimen that I just, on one hand, do not have, and on the other hand, do not want to have. I would need much more free time in my mind off of a lot of things, and genuine, consistent enthusiasm to do it. And I had that burst of like, I should learn how to draw. And it was that burst of that for a solid 3-4 hours. And then by the end of it, I realized, wow, this is really hard. And I lost motivation pretty quickly. But on the flip side of that sort of, I want to be a creative, stuck with me over the past week or so. And I actually have started picking up Blender for 3D stuff. I'm not sculpting or anything crazy, but like just trying to get at least some degree of perspective and realism and lighting and post effects, stuff like that. Because at least for me, the way that I work artistically is it's very difficult for me to make something from scratch. Genuinely. And I've always had that issue where I try to create a concept that I see in my head, and it just never works out because I can't formulate it properly. But what ends up happening is if I have a model or something that can help me along in the process, like at least a baseline, I can customize it. And I'm pretty solid at that. I'm pretty solid at building on ideas. So if someone was to give me, like, I don't know, a basic skeleton of like a human being and some idea of like clothing and posture and posing and all these things, I could probably come up with something pretty original. It was just I would need that baseline. That's a lot of scions. Because without that baseline... Sorry. Whoa, I got launched. Stay alive, please. No, I'm dead. Because without that baseline, I'm kind of lost. And I definitely need to improve on that to where I can become a fully creative person, rather than just kind of a hack, so to speak. But at least with Blender, if I want to do at least some sort of artistic workflow, I can start from scratch in Blender, which Blender is obviously a 3D freeware where you can... I'm gonna die again. Nope, I'm good. It's a 3D freeware software where you can do pretty much anything 3D related. You can sculpt, you can model, you can create environments, you could do lighting, effects, animation, construction, structural building, concept art, and animation, obviously, which is what a lot of people have used it for. And to start off with, I've been watching tutorials on not necessarily the animation part of the whole thing, but the environment creation part of it, like terrain generation, procedural generation, realism, stuff like that, in order to get at least a baseline of like how the engine works. Yeah, I know I've skipped the donut thing, which is kind of a shame, because I've heard that that's a great introductory piece to learning how to do Blender, is making the donut. But I don't know, I have an end goal already in mind, and compared to a lot of artistic endeavors that I've taken myself on, other than music, which I'm just a diehard practicer, so that's besides the point. A lot of stuff has genuinely either started in a very weak place or taken forever to do. Like, for instance, my ability to draw has started in a weak place, and I feel like I've never been truly good at it. Whereas with Blender, other than just getting used to the interface and hotkeys and things like that, I feel like I've picked it up pretty darn quickly. Like, I understand the flow of images and such. Like how when you import a texture into Blender onto an object, you have to add in the ambient occlusion, the specular map, the normal map, all those things to actually give it some texture, and like the net of how you're supposed to do that and such. Because if you don't, it's just a flat object on the ground and it looks like shit. Like, see all this on the ground? If all of this environment was perfectly 3D modeled... One second. I want to see if we get anything cool. We got a new shader. If all of this environment below me was perfectly 3D modeled, like this crystalline stuff, that would take quite a bit of polys on the surface. So I wouldn't be surprised if that crystalline structure is just a generalized sort of 3D shape with a texture thrown over it and speculars and normals thrown on top of it so that it pops out. And I've been learning at least how to do that, which has been actually pretty fun, all things considered. And it makes me feel like I can actually properly create stuff. I'm still very much in the preliminary stages, and I'm still very much learning. But it at least gives me hope that I can take what is at its core a very a very big barrier to entry, because I've heard a lot of people have tend to struggle with Blender at first because the interface is so involved. But you can take that and turn it into something nice, and I'm at least trying. So yeah, we'll see how far that goes. Because I've done artistic endeavors in the past before, and a lot of the times they end up going not where I expect. All right, there's a ambulance outside. But yeah, most of the time, I don't know, it just ends up I either end up like killing the passion for it by overdoing it or not having the motivation in the first place. Or I feel like I'm not skilled enough to do it. So who knows? After a little bit, I might start experimenting further and realize, oh, I don't know how to do this stuff, and then get disheartened and stop. But I hope I don't. Oh, that's right. They're getting rid of this soon. That was stupid. But yeah. Who knows, right? I've seen what people can do with Blender, and it's a great bit of workflow to create a 3D render of a scene with pre-baked lighting and proper texturing and all these things, and then take that and turn it into a image that they can then take into an art program like Photoshop, and then properly use it for the sake of concept art. And that's kind of what I'm steering towards, is using Blender for scene creation, because I'm horrible at lighting, and taking that and turning it into something. Slideshot heads. That's a good roll too for this thing, but it sucks. So yeah, like, for sure, definitely Blender has been an interesting little venture that I'm genuinely shocked I'm having as much fun with as I am. And if all else fails, I'll probably pick up something again in the future, because, you know, you get those bursts of creative energy and then it all slows down. All right, so we got the strikes done. I think next on the roster, let's see what quests we have. Defeat any boss in the Nightfall playlist and accumulate points. Oh yeah, and then we have the quest for Forerunner too. What the hell's going on with my shoulder? For some reason, my shoulder skipped. 2.1 billion. Oh, God. All right. Maybe we should visit... Nah, I don't feel like I want to do that. That's kind of hacking. I've already done it by grabbing all the Arc starter kit stuff. But, you know, it's kind of part of the process. So we have a couple places to go. I could do Gambit and Crucible. I'm gonna wait at least on Gambit and Crucible. Go to Nessus. I haven't properly been on Nessus in quite a long time. See which one of these is better. They're both kind of crap. And I think I have a more powerful weapon anyway. Yeah, I have the Percy's. This will probably do me better than Nightwatch, honestly. Better sounding gun, too. Why do I have two of these? Okay. Oh, all of my mods are duped. What the hell? That's weird. Oh, anyway. Yeah, I haven't been on Nessus in quite a moment. A lot of times when I come to Nessus on my main, it's purely for the sake of either doing a Lost Sector or visiting Xur. So actually properly being here is kind of an interesting experience. I think I have to go talk to Failsafe. Oh, there's a public event. Hold on. I think there's a Titan using a bonk hammer build because of course he is. Honestly, glad to see a Titan properly using bonk hammer because I'm sick of Arc Titans. Oh dear. Once I start doing Crucible stuff, you'll see just how sick I am of Arc Titans. It's a problem. It's a problem. They're not my least favorite, but they're definitely up there. Okay, so Failsafe, I think, has a quest. Does she? Can I mark it on the map? Hello, indicator? Should be something, right? Yeah, this is Failsafe. I marked it on the map. Where is it? Huh. She should have an introductory quest. Because I'm at the Exodus Black. Huh. You know what? I'll come back. So instead of that, we have the moon we can do. We have Europa. We can do more dares. Gain bonus power from your synaptic spear. Gain bonus power from the season artifact. All right, you can stop spamming me now. Oh yeah, I have engrams I can use at the helm. Oh wait, hold on. Do I have enough for a weapon from Xur? Maybe. Honestly, we should probably go to the moon. What does this require? Oh, it requires the Witch Queen dungeon key, right? Let's go to the moon. I saw the indicator at the top right for stuff. So I think that's what we're supposed to do next. Oh, my shoulder all of a sudden is killing me. Ow, I have no idea why. Maybe I slept wrong. I probably slept wrong. I have a rental futon set because obviously it came with the apartment, and they didn't have like proper furnishing for the bedding or anything. You had to get a rental, which no problem with that, but yeah. And the pillow.
Let us begin.
Is a bead pillow. Requires Destiny 2 Shadowkeep. Anyway, the pillow is a bead pillow, and it's a higher elevation than I'm used to. I sleep on my stomach like a weirdo, so I need a pillow that's generally kind of flat. And sometimes if I'm like cocked a weird direction when I sleep, either my neck or my shoulder gets sore. So I feel like last night I probably slept wrong. I can probably work it out. It's not too bad, it's just distracting. Should I delete this? I don't even know. Yeah, you know what? Screw this thing. Oh yeah, this is the cutscene for... what's it called? Shadowkeep. Which, Shadowkeep, if I'm not mistaken, was now 4 years ago? Can't believe this game's been around for almost 6 years. Yeah, moon stuff, blah, blah, blah. I would show off every little thing, but for people who've played the game, they've already seen it. For people who haven't played the game, it's not really good for context. If you haven't played Destiny 2, all this stuff probably looks crazy. Well, we've already seen Scarlet Keep before, so it kind of spoiled how the moon looks.
We will investigate. But first, we must regain a lunar foothold. For some of you, this is all too familiar. But do not
I think I mentioned the Forsaken pack last stream.
whatever this is, we will not let
That still kind of
the
pisses me
bypass
off.
repeat themselves.
I know it's only, I think it's $15. But still, hiding a raid, an armor set, and like 12 to 13, I think it's 12 to 13 exotics behind a paywall still kind of feels sucky. But that's games as a service for you. We're kind of stuck with it now. And I won't say I can't complain, because, yeah, I can complain. I feel like my wallet is slowly dying with modern gaming. But hey, that's kind of our fault too, because a large portion of the gaming community doesn't think with their wallets. Case in point, the Callisto Protocol release. Everyone pre-ordered the hell out of that. Which, nothing wrong with that. They advertised it very well. And then day one launch hit. And apparently there were performance issues on PlayStation and Xbox, and it pretty much didn't even work on PC. And it genuinely makes me wonder how many people refunded the game versus how many people just kind of stuck with it and waited because they knew it was going to get fixed. Cyberpunk pulled a similar stunt. But that's general time crunch and taking smaller studios and turning them AAA and stuff. I don't know. I guess it's just part of the process now. I'm not a huge fan of that. I'm sure most people do, their games to work day one, especially if it's a single player game. And on top of that, another thing is people like to monetize everything now.
I've appeared to be retreating.
Cosmetics is one thing, because you'll get people to buy cosmetics for pretty much any price, as long as it doesn't directly impact the game.
Protoss death left a void they have yet to
But like, there's pay-to-win systems, there's money mongers, all these things, and it just sometimes it feels disingenuous, and sometimes it just feels completely anti-consumer. There's been times in this game's history, in Destiny 2's history, where Bungie has blatantly felt anti-consumer because of their greedy money practices. But hey, they're a corporate gaming entity, and they have the right to charge certain things. No, they don't.
Portal up ahead.
In my opinion, no, they don't. Because a video game is as much the people who make it as the people who play it. It's obviously more that goes into making the game than playing the game, but if your gaming audience hates what you do and doesn't like your game, then what did you even accomplish? You made a video game. You made a video game that people don't like. Congratulations. Though, at the same time, gaming companies shouldn't pander to their audience either. So we're stuck in this kind of limbo of games should be good, but games should also be likable, and companies should make games that are fun to play, but also gamers shouldn't be entitled to making the game the way that they demand. Because there's always a loud majority with that sort of thing, right? Especially in this game. I swear, people bitch about the state of the game as much as they bitch about content creators, quote-unquote, manipulating the game and making things worse for everyone else. Dude, if you're playing Crucible and your KDA is like a 0.5, that's not the game's problem. I'm sorry to say. That just means that you need to improve at first-person shooters. Because people who are generally okay at first-person shooters, like, for instance, if they play Call of Duty and they can, you know, actually hit shots and blah, 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 blah. If you pick up Destiny 2, you'll probably walk out with a 1 KD-ish on average. Which is egregiously inflated because the way that the PvP system in this game works, your KD is a tally of your kills and assists over deaths. So that means if you tag a target and someone else kills that target, it still counts. Like, as a full kill. So you'll see people with horrifically inflated KDAs. Like 3s and 4s and such. With like 600, 700 games under their belt. And it's just kind of part of what makes the game pretty easy comparatively. Because it's an easy baby game. Obviously, it's not like cookie clicker levels of easy. But that's a clicker game. And most games aren't that easy. But the main draw, at least for most people for Destiny 2, is for people who play the game properly, usually the weapons and the space magic. Like the flip between using your abilities and using your weapons. And it's a really fun gameplay loop. For some people, the main draw is cosmetics. Which I bet I know who they are. One of my best friends is like that, where he, I swear, cannot properly think with his wallet at all. He has, and I'm not kidding, booted this game up into a new season, right? Completely new season, completely new activities. Very little context on like what we're supposed to be doing, what's new, all that stuff. And he'll have already, I'm not kidding, already bought the new armor sets in the shop. And I'm like, dude, how much money do you have to burn? Because he just, it feels like he keeps finding money in like the most random of places. That's obviously an exaggeration because he has a job, but it feels like he's getting money out of. It just feels like it feels like his money's coming from the ether, and he just uses it to buy cosmetics in this game. Obviously, it's not just this game, but you know. But I can't rag on him too hard because I've made financially poor decisions in the past. I made a lot of financially poor decisions in the past. Just kind of comes with the terms. You see a shiny thing that can either help you out in your gameplay or make you look good. And the impulse comes over and says, "Hey, you should get that thing." And me being the genius I am, I go, "Well, maybe I should get that thing." And then I'm like $100 down the hole. Probably the thing I regret the most, purchase-wise, and this is a story that has been told many times before by many different people, is I used to be a Fate Grand Order player.
There's no time to lose.
And I think that's all that needs to be said about that, but to delve a little bit more into it,
Who triggered it?
I used to play Fate Grand Order quite a bit. It was on the very tail end of my gacha playing career, because I've pretty much stopped now. I've sort of returned full force to proper PC games like this. But there was a time when I played quite a bit of gacha games, as most people do. And I started playing Fate Grand Order purely for the character designs, which is probably how most people start playing gacha games, is for the character designs. And I was so dedicated to learning the loop of how the game worked.
Assistance is on its way.
And I wanted certain...
Is the Vanguard aware of the Hive's activity?
wow, Brain, please. You know what they're called.
Closely monitoring their progress.
Brain, please.
Discovered the purpose of this.
Good gracious. But I wanted certain characters. I'm just gonna use the word characters. And I would buy rolls to get the exact one I wanted. And this was the global version of Fake Grand Order. So all the niceties and all the catch-up mechanics and protections and all these things at the time that I was playing did not exist. I think right at the tail end of when I was playing, they implemented the 11 pull system to give you some idea. And yeah, I wailed quite hard for a couple characters. But I've also done it in other gacha games. Because I'm not immune to the purchase bug. Where you go, oh, I'm only gonna buy a little bit so I can try my hand at this roll. And then you look back at your bank account and you've lost like $300. I think that was the most I ever lost for the sake of what is essentially gambling. So yeah, I'm glad I've nipped that in the bud, for sure. Definitely glad I've nipped that in the bud some. I'm not a frugal spender by any means, which is definitely a detriment. And I definitely should be more frugal with my spending. But honestly, like micro purchases, like $3, $5, $10, I look at that and go, that's not too much. As long as I do it in very small amounts. That's sort of in my mind the same as, oh, I've got this I have this membership for the subscription service and it costs me $5 a month, and I go, well, that's not too much, right? And no, it's not. It's not a huge dent in my wallet. Generally, for the stuff that I'm subscribed to, I maybe pay $20 to $25 a month for stuff, so occasionally buying something that's like $5 or $10 is not a huge deal for me. Honestly, the biggest money sink, other than bills, is okay. I'm gonna die. It's like 5 ogres, bro. Honestly, the biggest money sink for me on the regular is probably buying Amazon products for the sake of just general tech and such, like upgrading my computers, adding more peripherals, stuff like that, and obviously buying video games. Like the Steam sale ended not too long ago, and I actually somehow withheld quite a bit of my purchasing decisions because I looked at my wish list and I saw like 4 or 5 games that I wanted to buy on it. And I had that impulse for sure of just saying, screw it, pulling the Band-Aid off and buying them all at once. But then I looked at how much I was actually saving, and it was paltry. It was like 20% off of a $60 game. And I should wait for the sale to come around and be cheaper. So what I did was I looked at the games that were on like a 30% or more sale, which was, I think, only 2. And I bought just those. And that was it. That was it for the Steam sale. Normally, like I said, I would have looked at my wish list and bought everything on it and then kept it in the backlog. Because we all have backlogs. But I decided against it because financial is a bit tighter for me right now. So hey, I thought with my brain instead of my wallet. Look at that. That's sort of the policy that I'm gonna have with this game too, at least for this account. I have everything I need on my main. Like I've already purchased Lightfall, I have all the seasons and all the dungeons and blah 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 blah. Like I have 100% of the game content. Whereas for this, it's just going to be kind of redundant. Like if there's something that I absolutely need, absolutely need, I probably will buy it. But as it stands right now, there's really nothing that I absolutely need because I can get by in this game with practically nothing fair. You can get by with a broken Traveler's Chosen if you wanted to. There's a Destiny content creator who has started growing quite fast over the past couple of months. I don't know if it's been a couple of months or a full 6 months now. I'm not sure. His name's Riley Reloaded, and he does stuff like that where he'll start up, for instance, the Witch Queen campaign, and do it either with no abilities, with just a broken Traveler's Chosen, and just giving himself challenges. Just to prove that while this game can be challenging at times, it's not that hard.
Iris came to me.
It really is not.
She found evidence of something very old on the moon. A potential threat to humanity.
Man, I did that whole mission.
Iris
Only died
insisted
once.
On going alone. Just a
I
scout
think.
mission, she said.
I think I only died once.
And I let her. Eris is resilient. She's proven that again and again. Often to her own detriment.
If anybody can take care of themselves, it's Eris Morn.
The best part about this mission is once it's over,
Ikora?
I don't have access to Shadowkeep on this account. So this is kind of where it ends,
What was that?
if I remember correctly. It is comparably the shortest campaign in Destiny 2. Like, that title has been Shadowkeep since Shadowkeep came out. Even Forsaken was longer. The thing that definitely pissed most people off, though, was the fact that they got rid of the Forsaken campaign. Which, still, why? Genuinely no idea why they did that for the sake of Witch Queen. And then they decided to bundle all of the Forsaken stuff into a $15 DLC pack instead of just keeping it in the game. But that's another argument that's like another pain point with the Destiny community is the Destiny content vault, or the DCV, or whatever you want to call it. It's essentially all the stuff that was in the game before, but they've decided to get rid of, either for deprecating old content that not a lot of people are playing, or generally just reducing the space of the game. I don't know, the game has gotten bigger over the past roughly year or so. It's not at parity with where it was before. Ouch. Didn't expect that to detonate at the same time. It's not at parity to where it was before Beyond Light came out, because I think that's when the Destiny content vault began to exist. Yeah, it was Beyond Light, because people didn't like it for the fact that it sunset half their shit. But we're at a place there's more to the game than there was.
What is that? I've never seen anything like it. This must be what Eris was after.
Oh yeah, isn't that cool? Big old pyramid. I will say the game probably peaked twice.
Something's wrong. I feel strange. Like someone...
Currently, we're in just a general, I would say, death march, because this game I don't think is going to die anytime soon. There's still a diehard fan base. But we're in a very stagnant period.
What is that?
Where things are kind of on loop. Everything feels a bit samey. Now that we have all the subclasses in the game, they're kind of all at parity with each other. So there's not really much more to implement on, etc., etc. But the game peaked, I think, twice. Once was back in Season 7 during Season of Opulence, just before Shadowkeep came out. Because they gave us a Horde mode, they brought back old Destiny 1 weapons with new skins that were all wonderful. They gave us a proper loot chasing system. The activity was just generally quite fun. And other things. And the second time it peaked, The second time it peaked was probably 30th anniversary. And I would like to grab the ammo. All right, well. The second time it peaked was probably 30th anniversary. We had a solid sandbox. They gave us Halo weapons, a whole activity with stuff to do. There's a bunch of stuff going on at the time. A new dungeon. Galahorn came back. And I don't know, the general sentiment of the game was, this is good. This is a good time. There was obviously people putting up a fuss about the fact that it cost $30, but with the amount of content that you got, I'd say it was enough. Though, in hindsight, definitely been on the expensive side. I understand that it was because it included a bunch of cosmetics, so that artificially jacked up the price. But you get the idea. That's always going to be a problem with modern video games is, how much does it cost? Everyone seems to be following the Activision model recently and jacking up the price of a AAA game to $70 instead of $60. Which is a little stupid, the way that I see it. Because regardless of crunch and development time and salaries and all these things, the gaming market has been generally inflexible when it comes to prices on video games. In fact, I think it's actually gone down slightly since the 80s and 90s. Cartridges back then, if I remember correctly, could score you like $80 sometimes. So seeing a AAA game, which took probably as long to make as the last one, being charged for... I fell off the map. Being charged for $10 more does definitely feel a little gross. But like I said, we really don't think with our wallets anymore. Oh god.
We can't win. We have to go now.
But I don't know. That's the more, what's it called? Like controversial part of gaming, and of course it exists. The way I see it though, if you give me a good experience for a solid price and I have fun with it, there's nothing really better than that. There's games that I've played that cost $60 and are disappointing. And then there's games I've played that cost $20, $10, $5, or even free and are just a hell of a good time. Case in point, I wouldn't call them Destiny's main competitor, but they are in the same sort of headspace. Warframe. You ever played Warframe before? I picked that game up, I swear, about 3 or 4 separate times. Not because it's bad, it's not. It's really fun. But I had to sit down and properly enjoy it. And the last time I picked it up, I really got invested.
The fanatic. Crota.
Investigate the strange high behavior.
Like living nightmares, your past confront.
Yeah,
When
so we
Crota
don't
was
have access to
slain,
that.
I thought that was the end.
All right, cool. But yeah, Warframe is essentially like, if this is space magic, that's space ninjas. And like I said, I wouldn't call it the direct competitor, because it really isn't. They're very different games. But while people love to bitch about how Bungie doesn't care about their community and they're tone deaf and blah 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 blah, 2037. Like the people at Warframe, they do primetime every week-ish. They do dev streams every so often. They just did their 166th one, I think a week or so ago, if not a couple days ago. And I don't know, they've been generally very, very pleasant devs, and they honestly care about the game, and like they talk to the community and they ask the community what's going on, and I don't know, it feels there's a lot of players for sure, but it feels more niche. Operation Midas. So that's all the moon stuff for now. Oh, the stuff at the tower. But yeah, it's just it's a good experience for sure. And one of my friends, one of my close friends, recently started properly. Like, sorry, excuse me. I stretched and I started yawning. One of my close friends was lucky enough to get a Twitch affiliate because he started streaming Warframe one day and people hopped on and started watching him play the game. And I don't know, it was exciting to see. I hopped in a couple of times to his stream and helped him out with stuff too. And I was one of his mods for a little bit. He hasn't streamed much lately, which was kind of my fear from the beginning. Not because he doesn't have his whole heart in it, but, you know, emotional ups and downs and the such. But yeah, it seems like people who play Warframe, it's a generally comfortable community, all things considered. Whereas people who play Destiny, it's always there's always this aura of I'm not happy with the way things are sort of mentality. Let's see if we get anything out. Oh, a Typhon. Hope it's good. Also got Blinding Light for XP. Fragile Frenzy. I mean, it's okay. Probably the best I can do right now. It is a linear, so I might as well throw it on. And then we got this thing. Ugh. I should probably stop procrastinating and go do the Enclave Witch Queen stuff. It'd also give me a glaive, too. I can't also bounce back and do Nightfalls. Man, there's genuinely so much to do at the start of this. I'm almost like overwhelmed on things that I can do. Nessus doesn't want to say hi to me right now. Maybe Europa? Armor synthesis introduction. Honestly, yeah, let's do Europa quick. Oh wait, can I not launch here? Can I not launch onto Europa at all? Because I don't have a waypoint for it. Huh. Did me backing out of Europa close it off to me? Because I thought I had access to it. Yeah, that's an issue for later. Yeah, that's what you get for Beyond Light. And then this is the Witch Queen. Did I really not go to Europa? Was it because I changed characters too quickly? Kind of a shame. I don't want to be locked out of a planet, you know? Oh, let me go to orbit. I do like Europa. It's probably my favorite destination. I hope that's not bugged. Yeah, it seems I can't go anywhere. That requires Beyond Light. Hold on. Give me 1 second. If I have to look it up again, I will. Huh. I guess I just can't go to Europa right now. Oh well. Yeah, let's kickstart some of the Witch Queen stuff. Just to get going on that.
In times of crisis, people look to their...
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. If you have not played the Witch Queen campaign, I'm going to do this on... Probably standard difficulty. I know that this is better. Yeah. I'm gonna do this on standard difficulty. The thing with Witch Queen is it is probably the best campaign that Bungie has done since back in the Halo days, if we're being completely honest. So if nothing else, play Witch Queen. That's my advice. I can probably dismantle you. I don't want to use Risk Runner all too much. Probably same with Thunderlord. Actually, wait, is it my highest? It's my highest. I'm never going to use this thing. Honestly, let's look at the weapons that I'm not going to use. I'm not going to use this. That's Shoot to Loot Rampage. It's not bad, but I'm probably not going to use it. Definitely not going to use this. Actually, let me throw it into the Geon, because I've been using this a lot. Oops. Nearly pulled my headphones out. And then... That's a great pulse rifle. I might want to hang on to that. Okay.
Guardian, Eris and I are establishing hidden operations.
Yeah, this campaign...
What's your location?
This campaign is wonderful. I played it with my best friend. We did a co-op
Mars has returned
back when it came out, and we had a real good time with it. It's not short either. It's surprisingly long for what it offers. I think there's 8 or 9 full missions, not like tiny submissions, and each one takes a solid 30 minutes.
This may be our only chance to strike.
So it's like a good 5-6 hours solid. I mean, leveling honestly blocks you off a little bit, because you do have to level as you go, especially if you play on the Legend version of the campaign, which, seriously, play on the Legend version of the campaign. It makes this game so fun. But yeah, like, if nothing else, Witch Queen is probably the best part of Destiny 2 right now. And I think that will hold true for quite some time. I don't know if Lightfall will be better or worse. We'll have to wait for it to release to see. But you know, who knows?
The Cabal are setting up a giant cannon. I have an idea. Head inside and get me to a console.
You'll see probably the first couple of missions of it, because it gives you access to that. I've played the whole thing, I think a couple times over. Yeah, no, I soloed it on Legend with my Hunter back when Void 3.0. Oh no, it was with Witch Queen. I'm stupid. Yeah, no, I soloed it on my Hunter when Witch Queen came out, after I played with my best friend. And that was probably the most fun I've had playing something in a while. Because if you're unaware, Hunter's Void Kit is very practical for high-level content, because the majority of the time you're staying invisible.
Bring me to the console. Let's see how this cannon.
I remember the exact 3 weapons I did it with too. I did it with Wastelander for large yellow bar enemies. I had Le Monarch. I think I didn't have the catalyst for it yet, so I was just using its base model, which was doing absolutely wonderful for ad clear. And I think I was using a Reed's Regret that I had gotten from Trials. Yeah, it was a Reed's Regret with triple tap and Focus Fury, I believe, which I still have one. It's not the Adept version, because screw Trials of Osiris, honestly. I've had 2 Adept weapons ever, and I've gotten rid of both of them. I know it's sacrilege, but I have, because I just didn't see a purpose to them. But on that same note, there was, yeah, no, that was the weapons that I used, and I remember that the entire time I spent playing the campaign by myself, it wasn't easy. This is like Legend Witch Queen is probably the one part of the game that I would say is actually genuinely kind of difficult. at times.
Got it. We need fuel,
And it
power,
certainly wasn't
projectile
easy,
control.
but
You'll be the projectile.
if I said I didn't go on a power trip a couple times because it was just fun to come in and out of invis and kill people with a void bow, a shotgun, and a laser gun, yeah, you'd be wrong. I still really like that kit too. That kit that I developed for Witch Queen. It's been a consistent part of my hunter's loadout for probably a year now, because it's just all weapons that really work together. A strong 1-2 punch shotgun, a bow that can clear multiple adds and heal you, and a linear fusion rifle that does a crazy amount of damage if you hit all crits. So I use the linear for bosses, I use the shotgun for big boys, and then I use the bow for everything else. And then once I got the catalyst for Limb Monarch, oh man, the world changed. Because now I didn't have to worry about healing myself because the bow did it for me. It also works really surprisingly well with Devour Warlock. Then again, most Void weapons work really well with Devour Warlock. It's probably the strongest of the subclasses for Warlock. I've had a couple setups since the 3.0 changes that I've really come to appreciate.
One down, Guardian.
Oh dear. Did not mean to fall off. Oh boy. Yeah, there's been a couple setups that I've really come to enjoy. One of the more recent ones on my main has been using Lubray's Ruin from Brain, please. Vow of the Disciple. With Karnstein armlets after the changes to them, and Devour Warlock. So I'm essentially playing, as one commenter said on a recent video talking about the changes to glaives. Yeah, they're fucking nerfing glaives for some reason. Way to piss me off. Anyway. I've been playing what is akin to Dynasty Warriors. Where you just run into combat, proc Devour, and then just start beating everything up with your ability to heal on melee kill. And man, that is a fun time. That is a really fun time. I don't know if I'll be able to replicate that here on this account, and I don't know if I even want to, because maybe I want some variety. There is one setup that I'm a huge fan of that I don't know. I probably won't be able to use anytime soon. It involves, weirdly enough, Titan, which is my least played class. But there is a specific build you can get with the chess piece. I think it's called Hoarfrost Z on Stasis, which, like I said, I don't have access to, so I'm probably not going to be able to replicate anytime soon. But what you do is you equip Dead Messenger, which is the triple waveframe grenade launcher, and you just use Hoarfrost in combination with Glacier Grenades, throw on Whisper of Rhyme, and you make ice walls and then shatter the ice walls. And that loop is so fun.
Next up, generators.
Like, for instance, if I was using that setup right now, I'd throw an ice wall down, switch to Dead Messenger, break the ice wall, kill everything in a 15-meter radius, and then heal. So it's just fun. It's so fun. And I won't have access to it on this account. But I do have access to it on my main, and that's what I'm using on my main right now, on my Titan. I came back to it after a long stint of trying to use the 3.0 subclasses. I legitimately have barely touched Arc on Titan. I know that's like the king shit of Titans right now. Like, oh, if you're playing Titan, you should probably be on Arc because there's so much to that kit that's really strong. But I honestly couldn't care less. It's one of those things where I know it's strong, I know it's useful, and I know it makes the game even easier than it already is, but I just don't want to use it. Especially the storm grenades. Whoever thought that was a good idea should be chastised. such an unbalanced mess. And they haven't talked about it at all. You'd think that would be an important point of discussion with the balancing team, you know? But, I'm not Bungie. I don't know how they think. But I will say, for this campaign, we will be getting a craftable glaive at the end of this.
With a giant ship. It's like saying, "Here I am, come kill me."
And if the Enigma is the only glaive that I get,
maybe we're the bull.
honestly, I think that's fine. It is craftable, which is sort of against one of my primary rules. But if I get a Nezarec or something, like a Nezarec's Whisper, I don't know if I'm even eligible to get that. Who knows? But if I get that, then I can use that instead, because that is a craftable weapon, but it also can be random, like RNG. I mainly, if you're wondering why I've gone against the craftable weapons rule, it's primarily because that grind is so taxing to do. I've done it more on my main, obviously, because on that account I'm much more dedicated to like maintaining things and keeping weapons and blah blah blah. But it is so draining. I'm still trying to get the crafted Dares weapons. I've gotten 3 of them. I've gotten the sword. I've gotten both swords and the trace rifle that I actually currently have on me right now. Right here. I've gotten all those done, just purely by random chance. But the 2 weapons that I actually wanted to craft, Pardon Our Dust can also go screw itself. I don't like that gun at all. The 2 weapons that I actually wanted to craft, which are the shotgun I'm holding right now, Wastelander, and the Battler, I'm at, I think, 3 out of 5 and 4 out of 5 on, respectively. And I've been doing Dares of Eternity for a solid, because I got back into grinding weapons out only recently.
Lift is active.
I've been doing Dares for a solid month straight, I think. And it's taken me this long. So for the sake of my sanity, and trying to keep things not horrifically boring, because weapon grinding is horrifically boring, I'm going to try to stick to RNG. It'll probably hurt me in the future, because there'll be stuff that I don't get for a long time, and it will directly harm my ability to like do well or something. But again, you can beat the entire Witch Queen campaign with the Traveler's Chosen, so if anyone gets on my case about that, I can say, well, it's part of my policy.
I wonder how they knew she was going to be here.
I hate killing them all, right? I'm having a lot of fun with the GN7.
Time to reload, Guardian. Don't worry, you'll be fine.
I have the equivalent pulse on my
just in case.
main account. That was why when I went to visit Zur last week, I bought it on this one and actually hesitated on buying it on my main, because I have a Outlaw Rampage Last Perdition on my main account that I have had for a couple of years now. And it is a workhorse. It does exactly what it needs to do. It has Rampage, so it ramps up on damage as you kill more stuff. And it's comparably very strong. So I didn't really need a duplicate for Arc that does exactly the same thing. On this account, however, I had nothing. So yeah, no, it was a good idea.
Seems like maybe another Guardian got up here first.
And if I decide to switch to Arc at all, I have a very strong weapon to complement that.
Perhaps we've acted too hastily. There are too many unknowns. Savathun is the god of cunning. To wait for a moment when her intentions are clear. We would wait forever. Not forever. Just until we can provide backup. Guardian, Eris and I are pinned down. If you turn back now, it'll give us more time to plan.
I don't think Savathun will give us free time, Ikora. This might be our only shot. Don't worry, we'll handle it.
I will say, for all this game's general weaknesses in game balancing, ability to keep content flowing, and the seasonal model, which has become so boring at this point. There are some things that this game is really good at. For one, being enjoyed, rather. The voice acting is often top notch, and the thing that people used to lambast this game for a lot was the fact that it had no story, which, yeah, at the beginning it did have no story. But the writing team has pulled out all the stops over the past couple of years, and the story has gone from being a very background thing to being sort of the main draw for most people, which is weird. I feel like the more it's weird. It's strange how they can't seem to balance stuff. Like, the more focus they put into making the story good, the less focus they have on game balance. Like I said, the game did peak back in on 30th anniversary because we had good game balance. We had a good DLC that came out. Everything just felt nice. And then Witch Queen dropped. And Witch Queen gave us the best campaign, but also kickstarted a lot of the pain points that people have been talking about for a while. I also have a lot to talk about with this game. It goes to show that I've been here for a long time because I seem to know what I'm talking about to an extent. Do I still really like playing this game? Yeah, I wouldn't be on stream right now if I didn't. Does it need help? At this point, yeah, I think it does. But that doesn't take away from my enjoyment of it. I have had days, though, where I'll start playing the game and genuinely wonder what I'm supposed to be doing. I have, for lack of a better example, genuinely been so bored at times that I will load up a lost sector. I'll just go to a destination, and I'm not kidding, just chat with some friends who are playing a different game that I just don't feel like playing at the time. And I will just loop the lost sector over and over again because I desperately want to do something, but there's almost nothing to do. Case in point, I was in a call with a couple of friends 2 or 3 days ago, and they were playing Goat Simulator 3, which just came out recently, which looks it looks pretty hee hee ha ha funny. It does. I won't say it's not. I wonder how long it'll stay that way, because I don't know if it's gonna have the same longevity as like the original Goat Simulator, which was a funny time. But at the same time, I was playing Destiny because I just wanted something to do. And this was during, as I previously mentioned, when matchmaking was off because they had broke something at the server or something, I don't know. So I was trying to do my weekly stuff to get out of the way and grind some Dares of Eternity, and I had to do everything by myself. And it was simultaneously the most fun and most frustrating things I have done in this game for quite some time. But like, matchmaking was off in a game where the entire point of playing public activities is for the sake of matchmaking. So I was really grabbing at straws just because I wanted to play.
Doesn't look hive. I've never seen anything like it. Looks like pyramid technology.
Honestly, this is probably the only proper RPG that I play regularly. I mean, Warframe is up there too. I also play Warframe a lot. But I've played Warframe maybe a quarter as much as I've played this. Which is slightly sad. But if it's a comfort game, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. If someone's comfort game is Genshin, I can't fault you for that. I don't play Genshin. I find no purpose to play Genshin. I played it when it came out, and wasn't super enthusiastic about it. But if Genshin is your comfort game and you like playing it and you like the swapping between characters, swapping between abilities, and general gameplay and gambling, I can't fault you for that, because, hey, you like the game, right? So I'm not going to deride your enjoyment of it because I don't like it. That's just part of, I don't know, that's just part of being an open person. Like, if you enjoy doing something, who's to stop you, right? There are times when, yeah, you should be stopped. For instance, doing something illegal, doing something that harms others, etc., etc. But that's obvious. I'm talking more of the recreational stuff, right? Like, if your favorite video game is some crapshoot video game that nobody's heard of, that you have fun with, then who's to stop you, right? Obviously, we should all ask for quality entertainment, because dealing with the bare minimum is never quite fun, and it encourages people who really only are paying attention to our wallets to make worse products over time. I can't believe I fell. But again, it is up to you what you enjoy. I won't fault anybody for enjoying certain things. I definitely can be judgmental, and I'm sure everyone is. But at least for the sake of entertainment, like, who cares, right? If it relates, the part where I draw the line is if it relates to money, because then it becomes a societal issue instead of just a personal one.
Maybe this is related. Maybe
But again, that's just a fact of how things are.
Could that be how she did
The moment that you get money involved, it becomes more than it's the sum of its parts. That's probably why people are so mad about the state of the game in Destiny, because a majority of this is money. Like, a majority of the game has been money.
No, that's impossible. Is that a ghost?
Yep.
It can't be. Get me closer, Guardian. I have to see.
Okay, you want to see something cool? Watch this. Watch this animation.
That thing is not like me. You see that, right?
That animation is awesome.
I can't believe this.
All in first person, too.
We have to keep going. Oh, Traveler, what has she done to you?
But yeah, I think that's enough ranting and raving about this game. Again, I'm a big fan of playing this game for sure, and I come back to it regularly. But that doesn't mean I can't be critical of it, especially if my enjoyment is affected by it. And everyone who is critical of the game deserves to be critical of the game, because there are things to be critical about, and criticism is always good. Constructive criticism is always helpful. Destructive criticism, on the other hand, is not. Oh dear. I did not mean to throw that. But yeah, what was I going to talk about? What else was I going to talk about? Right, BioShock yesterday. Not yesterday, the day before, for me. Or was it yesterday? No, it was the day before. BioShock I had a really good time with. I think putting it on hard was sort of a detriment, because it is somewhat of a survival game, and I'm used to running and gunning for stuff. I mean, I've played Borderlands, what else could there be? And like having to properly come into combat and think definitely stopped me a little bit, because it was something I just wasn't quite prepared for. Can't believe I missed. Are you serious? But I have played other survival games like that before. I played Metro. I played 2033 a lot. I played some of Last Light, but I kind of stopped after a while. And then I played a good, like, 10-ish hours of Exodus. I beat 2033. I did not beat Exodus, and I obviously did not beat Last Light. But that's a survival shooter. And that game's really fun. So yeah, playing BioShock and seeing like an older iteration of that was really fun, actually. It wasn't as action-packed as Infinite, nor as story-driven, at least so far, story-driven as BioShock 2. But I'm sure it'll improve over time. We're still kind of in the early game. Like I said, I think I'm only about a quarter of the way through it. But yeah, for a lot of first-person shooters, I tend to brute force a lot of stuff just because I like killing things. So running into combat 5 times in a row, trying to take down one Big Daddy while not really changing my strategy, yeah, that's just kind of how I roll. That's probably why when playing first-person shooters, I tend to have an easier time if the focus is on the action rather than stealth. Case in point, the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 campaign that launched before the game did was really good. It was a very good campaign, but it annoyed the hell out of me because at least a solid 2/3 of it was stealth. I get that, yes, they're military guys, and they're doing undercover ops and blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, I just want to shoot stuff with the cool guns. I don't think I've ever mentioned that. I am not an advocate for use of weaponry or anything like that, but I would call myself a gun enthusiast. Not in the sense of, like, I know exactly what firearm this is, or, like, who uses said firearm, or, like, how to shoot, or anything like that. I've never shot a real firearm in my life. But, like, the concept behind firearms has always been very interesting to me. It's like cars. I don't like cars, but I get the appeal. And that's me with firearms. So, having a proper competitive, semi-competitive, first-person shooter with firearms that I recognize or that just kind of feel good because they're based on proper military people is just fun. It's just fun. I don't know how else to describe it. Holy crap, the damage. Oh no, I've been stuck. But yeah, like, for instance, there's a VR title called Hot Dogs, Horseshoes, and Hand Grenades, where that's the entire point of the game, is using realistic weaponry. And a lot of my friends are like, that seems kind of boring. And I go, I mean, it is just firearms, so if you're not into it, you're not into it, right? And I don't know, I'm into it. So the use of firearms and, like, I want to shoot things. So having stealth in half of the Modern Warfare campaign was kind of a kick in the pants. But I can't be too mad about it because the story was very, very good. So, oh, I can change my shader. Excuse me for 1 second. Yeah, let's go with smudge. Let's go with welded brass. That looks good. It's kind of why I like Destiny 2 too, because oh, that's the 6 gross. Ew, get out of here.
Guardian, do you read?
Yeah, and shut up, cutscenes. But yeah, that's kind of why I like Destiny 2, because they are futuristic space guns, but it's still fun.
Savathun, the Witch Queen.
Jeez, all right, calm down with the cutscenes now. But yeah, you give me a fun game with fun guns, and I'll play it. For instance, Doom. I think I mentioned before. Yeah, get the Witch Queen now. For instance, Doom, I've always been a big fan of because it is very fast-paced first-person shooter with some really cool weapons. And I was dedicated enough to try to beat it on a very, very high difficulty, and I did. Both games. I actually played Doom Eternal on Nightmare difficulty first pass. Like, I didn't play it on easy or normal or hard or anything like that. I played it on the hardest difficulty, not the permadeath one.
Complete.
Because I feel like I would die if I did that.
I should have seen this coming.
At the very first time I played Doom Eternal, I beat it on Nightmare difficulty. It took me far, far longer than if I beat it on an easier difficulty, but it was a genuinely fun experience because you had to adapt and think about how you're gonna approach a combat situation and like what weapons you were gonna use. I had such a good time with that. I might play that. I might play Doom again after BioShock maybe, but who knows? I have a very large backlog of games that I have to go through, and I'm sure I'll get through most of them. There are some that I have to obviously add on when they come out, especially like the Dead Space remake, because I absolutely 100% play that. Dead Space is probably one of my favorite games of all time, so I need to play the remake to see if it's any good. But other than that, you know, I have a lot of backlogs, so I might want to play games that I haven't played before rather than the ones that I have. Hey, look, we can shape a weapon. Low impedance windings. Was it low impedance windings? Oh, it was auxiliary reserves. Yeah, so that's weapon level 4. So this is the crafting system, which is a good system. I won't say it's not, but it has definitely caused no end of pain for a lot of people. Shape and shape rear beds. And then there's a new quest for you to craft more stuff. If I can dismantle these now. Oh, thank God. Okay. Yeah, I can get rid of some of these now. I am going to keep this Boudica for PvP reasons, I think. What's the recoil direction? Oh, it's fantastic. If I can get targeting adjuster, maybe 1 point. Oh, it's gonna berate me for weapon patterns. Bro, I'm busy. Give me a second. So let's throw this on. I don't need you anymore. And the glaive, yeah. Cool.
That was something. Not sure exactly what that something was, or what that something did to you. Hopefully nothing bad.
Hi, Ikora.
Here I was, bemoaning the fact that we now had 2.
And then it asks you to do the next mission in that campaign.
And you, Wilson, making breakthroughs left.
All right. I've been talking about games a lot today. What other stuff is going on? Honestly, not too much. If you know how the Japanese school system works, we just had our end of term. I don't know if they call them quarters or terms.
It is the beginning of the end.
Yeah, this is Season of the Haunted stuff. Anyway, we just had a term end, and classes have barely shifted because the way that I set up my semester abroad. Yeah, I'm in college, by the way, if that wasn't clear.
Guardian.
But the way I set up my semester abroad is from now until February, and they split the semester into 2 terms. And the first one just ended, and the next one starts tomorrow.
Shortly after the Leviathan's arrival, it emitted
There hasn't been much difficulty-wise, because it's honestly sort of a layup for me at the very end of it.
I believe a connection
But it's
has been
been
made.
interesting when half of my classes are in a language that I don't fully grasp. I'm obviously not bad at Japanese, but I'm not great either. But we are getting a change in class this week, and it'll be interesting to see what different teachers I have, because the ones that I had before, the professors I had before, were all very nice. There was one who was very, very strict because he kind of had to be.
The House of Callus falls to rot, and his loyalists
But I don't know.
have abandoned their posts. Ikora has spoken of
Maybe the
these
change in
strongholds before.
classes will be a little
In
good.
reference
The
to
times will be
terror
exactly
that
the same because of the way that
Black
it works is
Ops
usually
rise.
one falls into the other.
This does not bode well. This is not the way.
But after that is, ugh, I'm supposed to be getting some sort of internship that I know nothing about.
Do you see the phantoms? Strange that
So
they
we'll
have
see how
left
that
the
goes.
moon.
Hopefully it doesn't
They
screw
were
with my schedule
generated by
too
the
aggressively, because I know that Japanese work hours
Drenched
are
trauma like scorch marks
kind of
lifted
aggressive.
from a ruin.
But who knows, right?
They are not as quarrelsome as
You
their
can't really
nightmare
speculate on
counterparts,
something until you're
or
fully in it.
lost wanderers meant to dissuade the intrepid. They may try. Press on.
Jeez, what
Is
the hell was that
entire
noise?
vessel infested? More phantoms.
I definitely need to
congregating
do
around
Gambit
something.
and Crucible at one point. Because I need to get those out of the way. Am I going to be very enthusiastic about it? Absolutely not. Especially Gambit. But I should do those. Why am I seeing all blips? What do you want me to do? Oh, the Phantoms offer guidance. Where are they? I was running around talking and thinking at the same time. And see where I'm supposed to go. Is it up here? Nope. What am I supposed to do? Oh, thank you.
Vines fuse to spine and skull, stimulating brain activity.
Ugh.
An experiential perpetuity, endlessly.
That honestly
feeding
makes
the
me think
egregore.
of
On the moon,
not
phantoms
Lovecraftian
and
horror, but
nightmares
like The
alike
Thing
were attracted to remnants
from
of
1982.
light, refracting
If you've never
from
watched
the
that movie, watch that
televised
movie. It's
projections of fear and
freaky.
Eris, do you see her?
Utterly freaky.
Don't let her go.
But like it's essentially a parasite that can infect you and then imitate you so that it can kill and spread further.
You seek oblivion.
And like in the idea of infection has always freaked me out.
proceed with caution.
It's always been one of those things. So hearing like vines stuck to spine and skull, all I can think of is The Thing. There's obviously more to it than that. Oh, I don't think I ever mentioned my love affair with Lovecraftian horror. That's something I might have mentioned it before. I don't know if I did. I think I did. I think I was talking about Call of Cthulhu. Yeah, I was. But I don't know if I went fully in depth on that. I am a big fan of cosmic horror. Like things that are unexplainable and the idea of stuff that just makes the mind melt, and it's just such a cool concept. Lovecraft for all his purple prose and his aggressively flowery language was a genuinely great writer and a great world builder. And he in a way, was probably one of the first people to create a writing community. Like SCP, like I talked about this week, where a bunch of people come together and write stories all under one central mythos. And he and his author buddies, he was probably one of the first people to really do that. Oh, oops. Yeah, sorry. Got a little aggressive there. Anyway, what was I talking about? Right. So, Lovecraft was probably the first person to, at least the first person that I know of, to properly create a mythos in a story and then ask other people, or like get other people to contribute to it for him and be fully accepting of that. And I think that's so cool.
Allowing passage through fungal barriers.
There's stories in the Lovecraftian mythos that he didn't even write, and they're like major cornerstones for the whole thing. Like there's one I think called The Hounds of Tindalos. I think it was written by was it Frank Belknap Long or something like that. And it has genuinely nothing to do with like Cthulhu and Yog-Sothoth and all those crazy creatures, but it's its own self-contained story that is within the Cthulhu mythos that Lovecraft didn't write. And it's about the eponymous Hounds of Tindalos, who are essentially these multi-dimensional creatures who live within the quote-unquote angles of time. The idea there is that we live within the curves and they live within the angles. And they can invade your world if they catch scent of you by entering through like corners and walls, because they take place in the angles of time, right? So in that way, they can get to you by literally, if you have a room that has corners in it, that's how they can get to you. Which is really terrifying. And I believe, if I remember correctly, the story goes that I think there's two characters in the story. One who's been studying the hounds, and one who has nothing to do with the hounds, and is just like asking his friend for the sake of journalism, like what these things are and how they work. And the guy who's been studying the hounds explains about the angles of time and like how they can get to you, and how he's seen the angles of time and all these things, and they've caught scent of him because he has either traveled dimensions or traveled through time. So what they do in the story is they use I think it's plaster to cover up the corners of the room and make it round so that the hounds can't get in. But what ends up happening is the hounds still make their way through to the natural world, and like all the plaster by the end of it is just completely broken off the walls, so they're strong enough to break through even the fundamental idea of trying to prevent you from like encountering them. And that's, I think, the coolest thing about cosmic horror, is the idea that not only is it something that you can't understand, it's something that you can't stop. And personally, that's what makes it so entertaining. At least for me. There's obviously more. Sorry. There's obviously more to that story. But for what it stands, it's a very self-contained piece. Blah, 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 cutscene. Anyway. The funny thing about the Lovecraftian mythos and the Cthulhu mythos is it was at one point a very niche thing, where it was a great like exercise in writing, but not a lot of people knew about it. But over time, it became a very big thing in popular culture. And over time, it's become very much like a forefront thing, where people, if you say, oh, the Cthulhu mythos, people generally know what you're talking about. Which I find really cool. Case in point, there is a very famous virtual YouTuber who is currently on hiatus, who is based around that idea of Eldritch Abominations. I don't have to say her name. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. And that plus, as a complete joke, what is it called? Sucker for Love, that visual novel. they've waifuized the Cthulhu mythos, and it's just so silly. I find that so fun. See if I gotta type in. Hey, we did actually. Good enough. But yeah, I'm a very big fan of the fact that the Cthulhu mythos has come as far as it has in the public eye. And that's why I kind of wanted to investigate some Cthulhu mythos-based games, like Lovecraftian horror, cosmic horror stuff. But I haven't been able to, partly because there's not a hell of a lot of games that are of a high quality standard. There are certainly some, but it seems difficult to properly formulate a Cthulhu mythos into a interactable game. Honestly, don't know why. I'm not one for game design, so I've never really thought about that. But, you know, it comes with part of the process, I guess. Alright, I think next up we should try Gambit. Ugh. Yeah, let's do Gambit. Oh, boy. I actually want this stream to be a bit shorter than the last one that I did. Not because I don't have much to do. I certainly have a lot to do. But I actually have a lot to do IRL today. Last week I did it all on Saturday. But I didn't have as much time this week, so I had to push it to today. So we'll see how far we get. I'm definitely going to play some Crucible 2, as well as Gambit. But mainly this game is, like I said at the start, a comfort game for me. So it's mainly just me playing and chatting about random stuff, which I have been doing quite a bit. And as you can hear by the way that I talk, it's very much a stream of consciousness. Everything I do is a stream of consciousness. There's barely any disconnect between my brain and my mouth. Almost everything I think about comes straight out. Sometimes I don't even think about the words that I'm talking about, which is why I stumble over them. It just comes right out of my mouth. I don't have that preparatory process. I do when it's something important, or I'm trying to think about what I want to say. But when I'm just trying to talk, it's like word salad. Which, hey, maybe that means that I'm good at shooting the shit. Who knows, right? Silence is also important, too. We actually had a discussion in my one of my cultural studies classes about that, where there's 3 ways to think about it. What is it? It's like speech is silver, silence is golden is one. Another is silence is awkward and there always should be something to fill it. And then I think the third option was other, like your different opinion. And I remember a lot of people chose A, which kind of shocked me. Because for me, at least, silence is awkward. When you're having a conversation with somebody, it's always important to try to keep the conversation going, at least in my eyes. Because those stints where you're not keeping the conversation going feel empty. It feels like nothing's happening. It feels like no information is being exchanged. And at least for me, it makes me retreat into my own head a bit. and I start thinking like, oh, what if what I said was a little off color? What if I can't think of how to respond to them, and all of a sudden I'll get completely sidetracked. I don't know, maybe it's just me overthinking, but who knows, right? Though I will say, sometimes in conversation it is hard to figure out what to talk about. Especially in a situation like this, which genuine props to people who can talk about genuinely anything. Because that takes a lot of skill. It really does. To not stay silent and focused because you can't think of anything to talk about. I'm being extremely meta right now by holding essentially a monologue about monologuing. But you get the idea, right? It's there's a lot to be said about just kind of talking out into the void and keeping up a conversation with essentially yourself, right? There's obviously more to talk about and more to bounce off of when you have more than one person, and I have done that before. I've had conversations with my parents, with friends, all these different things that can last 4 to 5 hours as we just bounce back and forth between different topics. And honestly, it's really engaging because it's always fun to hear what other people think about certain things. And when you agree on stuff, you get that nice, oh yeah, cool, we're on the same page. And when you disagree on stuff, you get to see things from a different side of the coin, right? Honestly, I think discourse is what makes us human. Like the ability to think differently about things.
Let's be bad guys. I always wanted
And having the ability to, you know, differentiate between opinions and see what's important is, you know, a good thing. At least I think so. And not everyone's right, and not everyone's wrong. And there are certain opinions that are just completely stupid. I feel like I've heard the expression a million times. Opinions are like butts. Everyone's got one, and sometimes they stink. And yeah, it is true. But the ability to have a different opinion is very important. I will say, though, opinions, at least in the context of what an opinion is, are your personal thoughts about a topic, which, yeah. But you should have your own opinion about stuff, and this is just always true. I know that sometimes it's hard to have an opinion about certain things, but the ability to like pay attention to the information that you're given about something and develop an opinion by your own merits is very good, and it opens up healthy discourse, at least in my opinion. That's what I try to do. I'm obviously not the patron saint of opinions. I have some really shitty ones, I'm sure. I've had really shitty ones, and that's a definite. Like, I've pissed people off before. I think we all have at one point. But the ability to at least, like, pay attention to not only your own opinions and why you think about certain things, but everyone else's opinions, and, like, understand at least where they're coming from and ask why, is actually pretty helpful.
Half pint taken, headed to the other side.
Obviously, you don't have to agree with other people's opinions. I certainly don't agree with some people's opinions about certain things. But that doesn't mean that their opinion should be completely overridden because you have to get up on your high and mighty soapbox, right? If there's one thing I hate, it's people trying to force others to make them think differently. Like, let people think for themselves, you know? You can obviously have the wrong, quote-unquote, thought about something, but at least you're not forcing it on others. Oh, someone's shooting me with a bow. Hit detection, please. What the hell?
Out. You'll get him next time.
Did anyone else see me shoot him twice in the face with the glaive and it did nothing? That was horrific. Should have shot him with the LFR. Sorry, I got sidetracked. But okay, you know what? Screw this. I think I have to pay attention a little bit more now. But yeah, that's sort of my spiel on opinions. Everyone's got one, and I try my best to respect what people think, but if you're trying to force me to think something else, I'm not going to respect you, because that's just completely disingenuous. Unless you have a genuinely, properly researched, or not, well, research is kind of a buzzword nowadays, but like, if you know what you're talking about, yeah, I'll at least listen. But if you just say like, oh, the sky's blue, and I agree with you, yeah, sure. But if you say, oh, the sky's black, and you have no proof of that, like, come on. I ain't listening to you. Sorry. Oh, come on.
If they kill it, they win this. Portal's ready. Small blocker outbound. You're invading.
Oh, I can't. Jeez, what is happening with this hit detection, yo? Jeez, these servers. I actually have to pay attention because I'm fighting real people. Hard dealing. Oh, he was hiding. Yikes.
You're nearly there. Fill the bank.
I am not using weapons that are fit for this. Oh, is that an exotic? Hello. Ew. Why? Why Jade Rabbit?
Your allies invading.
I think that was my first world drop exotic. Nice. I'm surprised it's taken me this long to get a world drop exotic, to be honest. Okay, Glaive, please. I see why they're changing hit detection on Glaives, because it's horrid right now. I'm still very upset at the fact that they're nerfing the melee damage, which is completely uncalled for. But again, I'm not the weapon balancing team. I don't know what their deal is. I think I'm only going to do one game of Gambit because this gets boring very quickly. It's fun and all to kill stuff and then kill opponents, but nah.
Watch your back. Invader incoming.
All right, where is he?
Your allies invading the other
Where is he?
side.
Please, thank you. Oof. Nearly got flinched out of the shot.
Bringing him back.
Funny thing about the way this game works, the aim assist cone is tied to your frame rate. So the higher your frame rate, the more aim assistance you have. So it's almost like it's in a way it's like not pay to win, but like spec to win.
That primeval's compromised. Hit
Ow.
everything you've got.
Where am I getting sniped from? I'm sure that point will be horrifically proven the moment I go into PvP. Trust me. Alright, let's see what we can do.
This is what the Taken feel. Revel in this. That's one. You're in the lead.
See if I can hit anybody. Oh, come on. Am I that bad?
Enemy invader down.
Broseph, please. Alright. But yeah, I think after this I'll go to Crucible. And boy, will that open a whole can of worms to talk about Crucible stuff. I'm so not excited. Uh-oh. Come on, guys, you got this.
Envoy's dead. Kill the primeval.
Oh yeah, this has fragile focus on it, which is weird. Dude, seriously, I need to stop missing shots.
Invader.
Hang on.
That primeval's nearly dead. That primeval's not long for this world. Burn it down and take this Gambit.
Where's our invader? Is he on the opposite side? Got him. I followed the shot. That was sick.
Your allies back. 2 kills under their belt.
Come on. A little bit more. There we go.
Got some moves.
Yeah, I'm only gonna do one of these. I probably should do a second one, but I also don't care.
Ooh, that's quite the
I'll do
haul,
more
thank you very
later.
much.
For now, that's
Drifter's
good.
gonna put these moats to good.
Let's see if the Drifter has anything good for us. Who knows? Weapon chasing wise, I don't know. I haven't been not super invested, but I haven't had that much trouble. I mean, there's definitely some oddities. And we've gotten a couple exotics. And by a couple, I mean like 3. But you know, one thing at a time. Beginning of this is slow anyway. I am semi, like, cautiously excited for the new season. Not because it's going to be any good, but because it's just more content. And in a time like right now where there's barely anything, it'll be a nice, refreshing change of pace to see at least something to do, right? See if the Drifter has anything good. I might have said that already. Probably said that already. Speaking of, I have been thinking about the way that this next week is going to go. And I have an idea of what I want to do for streaming this upcoming week. I don't know how well it will work, but I'm going to give it a shot anyway. I'm going to post the schedule later today, so you'll see that. But it will be a little different from what I normally do. Hey, look, a Titan that looks almost like me on my other account. It'll be a little different from what I normally do.
Hey, kid.
And it'll also be a bit of experimentation. I would focus the stuff, but I haven't gotten it yet.
Hurry back.
Oh. Yes. Absolutely, my good man. Hold on a second. Line up the stupid camera, please. Please. There we go. All right, thanks, man. And then he walks away. Christ. I can't believe I couldn't line that up. But yeah, when I post the schedule, you'll see what I mean. I think it's going to be purely gaming this week coming up. Not because I don't have any ideas for variety content, but just because all the ideas that I do have are either very complex or something that I'm not ready to share yet. That's someone's Gmail. Anyway, yeah, so this upcoming week, I think I'll do something a little different. And I'll see how that goes. And if it doesn't go that well, I'll just go back to what I was normally doing, because I don't know, if nothing else, this is teaching me how to make content, because I've always had that desire to make content before. 4 times the charm, focus, fury. Okay. I've always had a desire to make content, like ever since I was very young, and this idea started back in 2018, 2019, around there, maybe early 2020, to just fully do content. And then what I'm doing now, as I am right now, that idea came into my brain in like late 2020. So I've been sitting on this for a while, and I just needed the motivation to kick myself in the pants and say, hey, you should do this. And you know what? I'm here now. Playing games, chatting. And it's fun. I don't mind it. And it's teaching me, you know, how to properly do stuff. Am I good at it? Fuck if I know. Do I think I'm good at it? No, not really. But, you know, maybe one day. I still have an exotic cipher. At least you know, that talk about Blender I had earlier. At least that's keeping me preoccupied too, and that's genuinely engaging. It allows me to take some of that extra time that I have that I'm not doing anything during, and at least dedicate it to something of value, so I can learn a new skill. I obviously have hobbies that I can continue to work with. Like, I'm still learning how to cook on my own, and I'm still playing music and trying my best on that. Haven't written anything down yet, probably due to the fact that I will record a little clip of me trying to write something and then come back to it later and go, that's not good enough. That plus my setup's still a little weak for that sort of thing, but you can't win them all, and for what it's worth, I can at least hold my own. Okay, so we're about to get into, oh god, my love-hate relationship with PvP in this game. Trust me, this is not going to be a fun time. One of these days, because I've had this idea from the very beginning. I thought about doing some sort of endurance or challenge stream with Destiny PvP. Because I mentioned before, I'm kind of a sore loser. And this game is an absolute testament to how annoyed I get with stuff. Did that hit the rock? Of course it did. So yeah, I had an idea before I even started doing all this of doing some sort of endurance stream at one point where I just exclusively play Destiny PvP until my face bleeds. And if I rage an extensive amount, I do some sort of challenge or something. Someone's up here. Yeah, that's delicate too, my friend. It's not really gonna get you anywhere, sorry.
This is amazing.
I'm streaking. Ow. I will say, of all the places that you see hilariously stupid names in Destiny, this is like the #1 place.
Enemy has zone advantage.
Uh-oh. This is also like the main, from what I've heard, this is the main content draw for most people, is PvP, which is odd because this game isn't PvP focused, or at least it pretends to be, and it really isn't. It's a PvE game with PvP slapped on the side, you know? There's nothing wrong with that, but you know, it shouldn't be the game's main focus, because the game's main focus is the loot chase and, you know, general player versus enemy combat. Nice.
Enemy has advantage. You have advantage.
Ah! I tried. I think... Oh, yeah, skill-based matchmaking is active in this. And because this is my first ever Crucible game, we're not seeing a lot of that.
Zone C lost.
Where was that? Hold on. There we go. That's another one. I actually have this sidearm on my main, and I use it for quite a few builds. It's very practical.
Double down. Together as one. I love it.
I am using double primary to sort of stifle the flow of ammo.
Ikora would be proud of you, Warlock.
Ah, I was so close.
Zone A captured.
If you can tell by my gameplay, though, at least, I'm not a, what's it called? I'm not a stranger to PvP. I wouldn't say I'm good at PvP. I definitely wouldn't say I'm good at PvP, but at one point I was very bad. I was very bad at PvP. My friends, when Trials first launched, I wanted to get Trials gear back in like Season 10. And my entire strategy, I'm not kidding, was playing Hunter with Stompies and using Mountaintop and Le Monarch. And if I told you my KD was low, I feel like that would make so much sense. Because my KD was abysmal. My KD was utterly abysmal back then. Again, though, this is an easy, unbalanced baby game. So saying that my KD was low is like saying I can't add 2 and 2 together. But yeah, I was very bad. I was extremely bad. But over time, I don't know, I just started playing PvP more. And I wouldn't say I genuinely improved by any means, but I got more consistent. And over time, I don't know, I guess I became the main PvP player in the friend group. At least for those of us who regularly play this game. Where the hell did that Hunter go? And I don't know if that's a bragging point, because I wouldn't call it one. I definitely wouldn't call it one. But yeah, I'm not bad at PvP. I can hold my you're an ass. You're an asswipe. Thanks for the single target super. What was I talking about? Right, PvP skill. Yeah, I'm not horrible, but I'm not great either. There are people who play this game religiously who I genuinely think to myself, do you do anything else, man? How do you have 3 shots? Jesus. Also, these games can drag on too. That's the thing about Crucible is they're not short.
Zone A lost. Enemy has zone advantage.
Okay. I got cross-mapped by someone I wasn't even fighting. That was a shade binder from somewhere. I'm gonna just... I couldn't even leave. Also, the guy using Arbalest after the nerf. Just... what? He's really trying to hold on to something there.
Zone C lost.
Where did that Hunter
Enemy
go?
has advantage. 3 minutes. You're winning. Stay strong.
Hang on a second. There we go.
Zone A captured. You have zone advantage. Finish
Combination of long range and short range weapon is shockingly good. Yeah, you can piss off with your hand cannon and your shotgun. Get out of here. Yeah, but the combination of short range and long range weapon is very effective. Jesus, the flinch! Thank you. That's another thing. Flinch in this game is horrid. You're trying to shoot at a target. Good luck hitting them at all. Sometimes.
Around those zones.
And people build into flinch too.
To the Crucible.
How did I even do that game? I would look back, but I do want to look at what I got here. Threat detector wellspring, threat detector swashbuckler. Is that higher than anything else I have? Nope. Get out of here. I don't like this gun. I really don't like this gun either. And because I'm not really using it, I'll get a better glaive eventually. This is my highest. I'm gonna put this into the Boudica. Because I actually like this thing. I don't have targeting adjuster, which kind of sucks. But we can't do everything at once, so. That looks okay for now. This little dinky pistol that says 9mm on it. People call it the John Wick gun, and I get it. And it's just funny being in what is essentially a futuristic sci-fi world, and you have a pistol, a literal pistol that shoots a 9mm ammo and does as much as it does. It's just kind of funny. I haven't used this at all. And then Jade Rabbit. What did I infuse into this? Oh, was it the Percy's? Did I infuse the wrong thing? I think I did. Well. Sucks to be me. I was talking too much. I got distracted. Oh yeah, I can infuse all my armor up now. Definitely not the greatest stat spread, but wow, the intellect at least, right? Eventually I'll get some better armor. So far though, it's not horrible. You still only have the mini mods. Oh yeah, we got some medals. This is all for one game. Yes. Okay, I think, yeah. So I've played one game now. Actually, let's look at the after action report. I got 2.55. Okay. Wow. That's the second highest KD in the lobby. Okay. That was my first game. I don't know how to feel about that. Oh, this by itself is actually pretty good. Yeah, let's put this on this, and then... Yeah, let's throw a full auto trigger system on it. And then lock it. Okay. Oh, yeah. So the reason that this sidearm is actually doing me really well is because of this perk. Gut Shot Straight increases its body shot damage, giving a much more relaxed time to kill, but it decreases target acquisition. That honestly doesn't matter for me, because it's not a weapon I'm going to try to hit headshots with it. I'm trying to spam with it. So honestly, having the ability to do more damage to the chest, 2.54. I cannot believe that. Is actually really helpful for me. Especially since, you know, higher frame rate equals more aim assist, but that's besides the point. Alright, you guys can capture that. I'm gonna go fight people. Called it.
Enemy claimed zone A.
I didn't hit anybody.
C captured.
Peek your head out. Thank you.
Zone B.
You're a shit. Yeah, that's right, bitch. Ugh. If there's anything I hate more than the unbalanced state of the game, it's people who hide behind a corner and use a healing grenade because they can't fight me one-on-one. Then again, healing mechanics in video games are kind of obnoxious to begin with. Oh, I was so close. I got him still. I'll take it.
Zone C lost.
Oh yeah, if it ever comes down to it, playing exactly what I'm playing right now, Crucible, is most likely the angriest you will ever hear me be on stream for any reason. Because this game gets me so pissed off sometimes when I play it. What the hell? Did he just point blank me? Yeah, but this game gets me so pissed off. Probably because of a combination of the fact that it is innately unbalanced and stuff feels cheaty at times. And the fact that I'm a sore loser.
Zone A lost.
Ugh, I hate you. Oh, of course, he's using the Rain of Fire setup. Also, he's using a gun that I still don't have on my main.
Zone B
Still.
lost.
It's been nigh impossible to get Vex Mythoclast. You're a prick, dude! Fucking mountaintop? Seriously? What era are you living in? And he has to throw a healing grenade. That's the playstyle I hate. That's the sort of playstyle I hate, because it just doesn't feel genuine. It feels like you're trying to screw with people. What the f- There we go. There's someone up here. Hi. Yep, keep running a straight line, thank you. Come back, kid. Oh yeah, because I got killed twice by that same dude. Yeah, you can go fuck yourself. Joe, he got shredded. Gone. I love this pulse rifle. Probably because I used to play Halo a lot. Honestly, I think that's the entire reason.
Zone B lost.
Hang on. Called it. It's all about keeping your distance. Storm grenades are BS, bro! It's one's chasing me right now. Also, where did the rest of my Nova Bomb go? Thank you for running in a perfectly straight line, you too. That was pretty good. Please run in a straight line again. Wow, he actually didn't. Shock. Goodbye. Whoo, he was dead. He was very dead. Why did they all spawn there, bro? Come on. Also, wow, Might multi-tool. That's a gun I haven't actually seen in so long.
Zone A lost.
One's gonna come up on the ridge, I bet. Yep. Hello. You're an ass. Please kill him. Thank you. Single target super my ass. That's another thing I don't like is when people just throw a super at me. Supers are like the big shot abilities, so killing one person with it feels like you're just trying to piss them off.
Remain. A strong start. Fight on. You have zone advantage.
That was an arc bolt guy. Definitely need a stronger throwing arm.
Zone C lost.
Anybody? Yes. Oh, I tagged him. Now I'm sad.
Fire team
Oh, it
that
worked.
fights together, stays together.
Dude, you need more range. I mean, less range.
Zone C captured. You have advantage.
This is the Warlock. Yep. Thank you. I don't know what happened. Melee hit registration in Destiny 2 PvP is really bad. And it has been for a very long time. Gotcha.
Zone C lost. Zone B.
So seeing it actually work sometimes shocks me.
You're almost there.
Someone coming up here. Anybody? I still got him.
Like you, I could turn ideas into
Dude, switch weapons, please. You have 2 weapons. You can use the other one. It's not gonna hurt you. No one's going for the heavy, really? That's a shock. Thank you.
Zone B lost. Victory is all I ask.
I can't believe I point blanked him. You're a dick. Take off the fucking mountaintop.
Your
You living in the
victory
Civil
gives
War?
city hope, guardians.
Christ. All right, one more. Rumble matches. Well, okay. Yeah, I'm very toxic. That's gonna come out more and more. Oh, and Enyo. Feeding Frenzy multi-kill. I mean, it's not really great. How many weapons do I actually have? I have 8. I have 8 weapons total. These are for PvP. If I get a better Wastelander, that'll be for PvE. This one isn't bad, though. It's not great, but it's not bad either. Actually, you know what? I think it's a keeper. For the time being. And then obviously this. This has been a great workhorse so far. I think it's because it's a Suros Pulse, and Suros Pulses have always felt a certain way. It doesn't full auto. Also, having Disruption Break helps for quick swaps between stuff. And these 30th anniversary weapons have Hot Swap, where if you're critically damaged, you get a huge boost to handling. Okay. So, this is Rumble. I'm actually a Rumble main. I play this a lot. I was a little disheartened to see it's getting merged into the party playlist. But honestly, I get it, because no one plays this game mode. And the people who do are this guy. Yeah. I'm gonna get my ass handed to me because of the Gilded Flawless. Dude, Trials is on. Go play that. I just spawned, asswipe. Good lord. The main issue is I don't have my full kit. Like in sixes I can work with pretty much anything, but in not threes. In Rumble, I have to have a very specific kit in order to both stay alive and stay competitive. Or I can just get shredded by a Vex Mythoclast that's radiant because he's probably using Rain of Fire. Free damage buffs are BS. You're a dick! Is everyone fucking using hand cannons today? Except the guy using Rain of Fire, of course. Please, aim assist. Thank you. Oh. Oh, how is he two? What? What is he using to two-shot people? Rain of Fire, yeah. Also, you need to get a fucking life, guy. 45,000 kills on Vex Mythoclast in PvP. Go do something else, man. Someone is right here. Hello. How do I not get the first shot off? I'm really upset. Every gunfight I've entered, I've lost first bullet advantage. That's free. What kind of lobby is this anyway? Christ. You're an asswipe, dude. Wow. Wow, bro. All right. No one's gonna fight you. Because we don't want to lose.
You made third place.
Yeah, you're a dumbass.
Good.
Dude, seriously?
No allies. Sometimes there's nothing.
Look at his KD. That is disgusting. I'm gonna do one more because that was too quick. That's the people that I don't like playing against. I hate that. Because that means that you literally do nothing else other than use one setup. I think the highest kills I've ever gotten on one weapon was like 3,000. Ever. On anything. And that guy had 45,000 on just Vex Mythoclast. Like, dude. I just got a God Roll Sniper. I can't. Oh my god. See this? See this? See the sniper? other than the barrel, which is a little different, this is the exact sniper I have on my main. This is the exact sniper. No distraction, snapshot. Oh my god, okay. Let's see if he's still here. I'm probably gonna get absolutely nothing done with it. But, you know, I'm not bad with it. That plus the sidearm actually is gonna be really nice. Well, now that there's not someone using a completely broken setup, maybe we'll have a good time. How did you see me? I didn't even see you. But yeah, the sniper rifle is absolutely wonderful. Does everything I want it to. Are you kidding? Who killed me, though? Not who killed me, who killed the other guy? Dude, your shotgun can go fuck itself! Running in a straight... This is the other type of player I hate. People who run in straight fucking lines! There is no skill in that. Just walk forward and shoot gun. It's fucking annoying. Now you're starting to hear the toxicity come out. Because I just don't like people who play like this. Is it a skill issue? No, I don't think so, because the entire game is unbalanced. Fucking asswipe. Yeah, that's what you deserve for running in a straight line with a shotgun. Christ. Did I not kill him? Did I not kill him either? Dude, please. He didn't pick up the brick. I'm getting shot in the ass. I'm getting shot in the ass. Is there someone over here? Oh, they're AFK. Take that. Again, like I said, I do fully understand why they're merging Rumble into the party playlist, because nobody really plays Rumble. Not that it's a bad game mode, but everyone usually uses it for AFKing. Just painfully disingenuous. I'm gonna get rocketed in about a second here. 1 second. It's coming right here. I can't believe I missed him. I almost got him too. Blink is so disorienting for people. Right here. No. Sidearms are a good counter to shotguns, though. They do work. Yep, got your free kill, buddy. Where the hell did he go? You're a dick, dude. This fucking overshield running in a straight line is such a stupid idea. And then they get it right back. Gonna go for the heavy brick. Oh, come on! I missed the second shot because of recoil.
Your enemy is pushing for victory.
But yeah, that playstyle is so obnoxiously overpowered, and they will not talk about it. The sheer encouragement of letting people run in a straight line and have nothing for it is annoying. And they think they're hot shit. They really do. For running in a straight line. Watch him get the last kill by killing someone who's AFK. Do it. You know I'm here.
Your third.
Yeah, it was someone who was AFK. You got a ghost for that. It's what you deserve. And then it wants me to do elims. I think I'll do one more Rumble match. This is my problem. This is my problem. I get so invested in PvP, and then I just keep playing over and over again. It's a problem. I got one snipe. But you've seen the two playstyles that I absolutely hate. People using crazy damage buffs and people running in straight lines. So if you ever see stuff like that, I'm going to get very angry very quickly. Is it a problem? Yes. Is it a skill issue? Honestly, kinda. Because I should be able to counter most of them. Does it feel good to kill people like that? Absolutely. Did they deserve to be killed? Yeah, they do. I'm sure every first-person shooter has its meta slaves and its people who hate the meta slaves and blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. Comes with the terms, honestly. I cannot believe I got the sniper rifle, though. What a gaff. Doesn't really have... I don't really have that many great shaders right now. I think our veteran looks okay. Oh, nobody I recognize. Good. It wants me to do elim, but I don't feel like doing elim. I'll probably do that another time. I eventually want to get through all the quests on this quest board. But for right now, at least,
Rumble.
I'll just stick with just playing the game.
Leave none standing.
Someone's right here. Ah, Arc Soul. Jesus. Is that Getaway Artist? Potentially. That guy's AFK. Is it just... No, there's like 3 players. Thought that was an enemy. This map is really well designed, but also makes me go slightly insane. Because I try to keep an eye on everything, and there's so many lanes. Also, they're all on that side of the map, too. Yeah, good crouch, buddy. I have faster fire rates. Someone's behind me. Oh, it is you again. Your hunter looks terrible. I'm no fashion expert, but that hunter looks terrible. I'll be taking this.
Don't spend all that ammo in one place.
Someone's over here. That was free. That's the reason why people don't play. No, it's not the reason why people don't play Rumble. It's the reason why Rumble is being mixed into the party playlist, because nobody plays it. You'll just use it for AFK. I'm just gonna get some free kills. It feels so disingenuous to do this, but do I care all that much? That's 4. Can I get a 5th one? I hear someone using last word. Oh, God! Arc Soul. That's Getaway Artist, yeah. Gotcha. Whoo! I got 2-shot. And he thinks he's hot shit because he can use Thorn and Worm Husk. What the hell is that? Is that a crow? Jesus Christ! You on controller, bud? Me too. Also, 10 streak my ass. Where did he go? Where did he go? That was the hunter, right?
They've almost won.
Nice ace of spades. I saw him. I saw him. For like a half a second. Screw yours, Arc Soul! Ugh. Get out of here with that. Not in my house. Where's the Thorn? What? I blinked over. What? Nah. Nah, bro. I was out of sight, out of mind. No way did he hit me. No way. Oh, I see them. Come on, someone peek your head out.
You made 3rd place.
Man.
Good.
That wasn't as bad.
I can't argue the numbers. Your opponent.
The nice thing about farming Crucible is when you go back to the tower, like I'm about to do right now, you always get stuff. Always, you always get stuff. Grey Rubber Dragonfly. I don't even bother with that. I can't believe... I cannot believe that I got my favorite sniper in the entire game with almost the exact role I wanted. This Arrowhead, which honestly doesn't help too much, but it does boost the handling. So I would have honestly taken, what is it, Fluted Barrel, which does Is it stability and handling? Yeah, stability and handling. But, you know, for what it's worth, I'll take Arrowhead, because it completely resets the recoil direction. And obviously, I play on controller. Recoil direction is very crucial for being able to hit your shots. Alright. I'm going to talk to Shax, because he definitely has some stuff for me. It's almost guaranteed that he does.
Ah, one of our brightest returns.
Yep, Prime Engram.
I know you'll use this well.
Yay, a shader I can use. Let's see what we get. Shotgun Scav. Oh, a Riptide. That's good for PvE stuff. And another one of these.
Hopefully, this is as sturdy as you are.
Yep, that's it. Okay, so we have Feeding Frenzy Chill Clip, which is already good. With faster charge time and a charge time masterwork. I mean, honestly, who cares? That's good enough. This gun sucks. I don't use this. Why? Like, genuinely, why? And then a bond. Yeah, it honestly doesn't make a difference what bond I have. And then, what is this? It's more powerful. This isn't. Alright, I think that's enough. I'm gonna leave this sniper on the screen. Because, good lord. I cannot believe this. Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna call it here. I did want to keep it a little shorter. Last one I did, I think, was 4.5 hours-ish. But I do have a couple things I want to get done today. And I want a little extra time. So, we'll be back again next week with this. For sure. I don't know what I'll be doing, but it's a good comfort game. For anybody who hopped in during the stream, thank you so much for coming. For anybody watching the VOD, hi, good to see you. I'm changing it from hi, nice to meet you to hi, good to see you, because that makes more sense. And with that, I will be posting the schedule relatively soon. Probably when I get back from all my errands. And we will go from there. So that's it. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.